Pleasure to coordinate the 6th edition of Peer-to-Peer FDP on use of AI and digital media tools for outcome-based education. I express my heartiest gratitude to our esteemed guests who have come to grace the occasion and share their knowledge, which will add value to our present endeavor. This FDP has 11 enthusiastic faculty members from DME Media School presenting on 11 different topics relating to media pedagogical techniques, focusing on digital and AI tools. This makes our peer-to-peer FDP a truly enriching and engaging experience. Our peer-to-peer FDP is an innovative concept ideated by our esteemed Dean, Professor Dr. Amrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School, and has come along a long way since 2017. Since the inception of the program, it has helped the faculty to understand and to adapt the changing technological trends in teaching and in the media industry. Esteemed guests, I would also like to inform you that even during COVID, we have conducted this peer-to-peer FDP in physical mode. The main aim of this FDP is to enhance the teaching skills of media faculty and to include innovative as well as interesting teaching tools. Each presentation will be delivered by our expert faculty members and is expected to be of 20 minutes duration, which will be followed by a brief question and answer session. Commencing the session, it gives me an immense pleasure to introduce the Director of DME, Professor Dr. Ravikant Swamy. Welcome, sir. Professor Swamy has more than 21 years of experience in teaching and has taught at prestigious educational institutes such as Banastali Vidyapeeth, Om Kathari Institute of Management, Maharishi Arvind Institute of Science and Management Jaipur, Hindu Institute of Management Sonipat, and Arni University. He has served as a professor and dean at the Arni School of Business Management. Sir has many publications in reputed journals, written a book, and presented papers at various international and national conferences. I now request Professor Swamy to grace the dais and add his valuable insights. Professor Swamy.
So, 6th edition itself speaks about the consistency which the media school has in conducting programs. So be it SIFI or be it ICANN or peer FDP, there's a great level of consistency. We find that many projects come and we don't know when they go away. So that does not happen when your head and dean are there. The programs are there, they are very consistently happening. And of course the quality, like I myself enjoy all the programs. SIFI, this time also I came to know about Vipin Sharma ji. So I was remembering that scene from Patal Lok which was shot on the Shamna Bridge, where probably Vipin Sharma is bringing his rhino. So that scene came to my mind when sir told me yesterday that Vipin Sharma ji is coming to our campus. So that's the beauty of the program which the media school is conducting. Well, coming to the concept of this peer FDP, well, I heard this name, Dr. Iram rightly said, this name was ideated, coined by none other than Professor Saxena and Balaman, because, sir, I heard this name, like FDP I was knowing, but peer FDP I heard this name for the first time here. But then I started realizing the importance of peer-to-peer learning. Because once we leave our school and college, we never get that kind of learning teaching that goes away. So then who's going to teach us? So it is the peers. Now, talking about, I can give you various examples of peer-to-peer learning. One day, Dr. Shuchi came to my office and I was using that PDF converter. That probably that very nice name, I love PDF. So she said, sir, it's a long way. Why don't you try this? So Microsoft PDF, Control P. So she taught me something. and you make it a point, since that day I am converting through that mode only. So that is a very simple peer-to-peer learning. Then like I can quote several examples. One day I was working with Neeraj in room number 14. So on WhatsApp, I was not knowing how to go into the next line, because the moment you press enter, the message goes. So then he told me that in laptop it is like control and something he told. So with that you can move to the next line in WhatsApp on a laptop. So such peer-to-peer learnings. I used to use that sniping tool. So one day Dr. Navya Jain came and she used that print screen. So I said, oh, what you are doing? So after that I have been using that, because most of the times, in conferences we need to take the screenshots. So that is how peer-to-peer FDP happens. I don't know how many of you know how the rupee sign comes on the laptop, but that is, Control Alt and numeric 4. So I ask people that why don't you use that sign? So probably they don't know about that, it's something new. So that is the significance of peer-to-peer learning, which probably is the idea which we are implementing today. This time we have asked the law school and management school also to conduct similar peer-to-peer FDP. In law school it was happening yesterday and day before yesterday. So I am sure this FDP, like the previous 5 versions, is going to be a very good learning for all of us, and all of us should keep up the pace of horizontal or peer-to-peer learning, because after our school or college the learning should not cease. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Learning should not cease, exactly. And this 6th edition of peer-to-peer FDP speaks about the level of consistency that our respected deans sir and our HOD ma'am has been able to continue. And I'm happy to share that what our parents have been telling us, that consistency, discipline, hard work and patience are keys to success, and which we pray that we should succeed in our life. And peer-to-peer learning is exactly an example, what we say, training the trainers. With this thought, I would like to invite our trainer, Professor Dr. Amri Saxena, Dean DME Media School. Dr. Saxena is an accomplished media practitioner, researcher, film enthusiast. We are also conducting SIFI 2024. You are all cordially invited, Professor. And Dr. Amri Saxena has worked in all media platforms. Okay, I'll cut it short. Sir is member of SATA, South Asian Communication Association, IAMCR and GMAC. Sir is also Secretary of GMAC, a prestigious body of media practitioners and academicians. Sir has presented a number of papers in national and international conferences and published articles in reputed journals. Sir has authored more than, I think, 24 books this year, sir, or 25. So truly an inspirational journey and epitome of achievements. Thank you so much, sir. I request you to say a few words for the session. Over to you, sir.
Okay, so this is an unusual thing, as Dr. Swami has already pointed out, but then the way the education, I have understood education, and the way I have seen education happens in other countries, in other universities. So accordingly, I always keep thinking as to what more can be done to bring some value to education. And that is how this idea came to my mind. And I first experimented this in WIPS, but that happened only for a year because the teachers were not very enthusiastic for that. And it always happens whenever we talk about on-job learning or training. In most of the professions, I think the only exception is the management. In corporates, periodic trainings keep happening. But otherwise, I have found, particularly if I refer to media education and media industry also, there is no scope for training. Because journalists, by their very nature, they suffer from two problems. I mean, whether I should say problems, but there are two things happen with journalists. They are very arrogant, mostly, and they suffer from arrogance because their learning stops. Obviously, they learn every day on job, but whenever it happens that some kind of formal structure is given to a training program, etc., they are not receptive to that. And I had a first-hand experience of this when I was working with Z. And one of the important assignments that was given to me by Dr. Subhash Chandra was to conduct some training program for the working journalists working in different channels of Z. And particularly he said that कि इनकी अंग्रेजी बहुत खराब है, इनकी अंग्रेजी ठीक करा दो. So I tried my best to conduct the training program. I talked to Sudhi Chaudhary, I talked to other senior people कि कैसे how to organize such kind of sessions and all. Nobody was receptive. So no training program for the journalists working in the Z group here could not possible. I mean, did not happen. Certainly, some training programs were conducted for journalists working at outstation locations. So they were called for training programs, and I designed those training programs, conducted their training, but the senior people were never ready to learn. Now, so we defeat the very concept of this learning, because learning takes place always peer-to-peer. And this peer-to-peer does not apply only among teachers, this also apply among the students. Most of the students, what I have understood and what I have experienced, most of the students learn from one student to another. Obviously, from student to teachers, learning take place, but the learning that is happening from student to student is more effective, and that is how in Spark also I tried to ensure that that happens. Though it could not happen in a very structured manner, which also I planned. I could not do that. But then I try to make sure that the students who know something, they impart that thing to the fellow students who do not know that. Now, I also tried to take this peer learning to another level. When 2 years back, I thought that we teachers are sitting and deliberating, but we are doing this exercise to improve our education and education to the benefit of students. So if students are not there, then whatever we are doing, it remains incomplete, because any teaching, any education, both stakeholders have to be there, the teachers and the students. And that is how we invited the students also for last 2 years to be sitting in these sessions and give their ideas, whatever teachers are presenting. If students have any ideas of the kind of problems that they face while we are teaching them, if that feedback comes live, then we can understand as to what kind of changes are required to have an improvement in our education. So today also now 2 students have come, more will be coming. So this is another way of having an improvement in education. Now, why this structured FDP is required? Because peer-to-peer can happen, as Dr. Swami gave so many examples, can happen on a day-to-day basis. But this is one way wherein we can have some structured presentation, particularly from 2 perspectives. One, as to what, as a teacher, any teacher has been doing over the years, introducing some new elements, some new techniques in education. That is one. Now all that experience can be told to everybody through presentations here. That is one. 2, if as a teacher, any individual teacher thinks about certain things which he or she has not experimented yet, but he or she thinks that if these things are introduced, the value addition will happen to education. So from these 2 perspectives, I have always asked the teachers to make their presentations. And this also gives an opportunity to have exchange of thoughts. If a teacher is making a presentation, there can be certain things which can be questioned, which can be, any points can be raised, and during that course of discussion, certain new things can emerge. So that is how this structured PFDP are thought of, and that is how we are continuing with this. I want to make one correction what Iram said, that it did not start in 2017, it started in 2019, and that is how we are in the 6th year of this PFDP. And another important thing, the achievement that has happened in this PFDP, we have been able to bring 3 volumes, 3 published books out of the deliberations that happened in this PFDP in 2021, 22 and 23. So, and these publications these are the online publications with ISBN number. So that again is an achievement on our part, wherein we have tried to bring all these presentations and deliberations in the storehouse of knowledge, and that in any way adds to the publication thing or the academic quality thing, for which we all are always concerned, whether it's NAC or any other kind of academic audit. So that is also something that has been added. Another important thing about PFDP that I always thought, and we have been doing all these years, that the topics have to be on the things which are happening around. Like during COVID-19, we had a theme which was on COVID-centric, as to how during the period of COVID, what kind of changes can be brought in our education delivery, so that we can reach out to our students, and the loss that we thought was happening during the period of COVID as far as teaching our students is concerned, that loss to the students can be minimized. So this happened in 2021, and in 2022 the things were comparatively eased, and then we had a topic as to what kind of new things can be brought in education post COVID-19. So, and nowadays, since everybody is talking about AI and digital media, though again it's not something which is new. Digital media that way is an old thing. For 10, 20 years we have been into the digital world, but there is more emphasis, more talk about digital media, particularly AI. Nowadays we find in media this AI based the robots are making news presentations and all, and AI is being used more and more. And here I can tell you, it was in the year 2015 when core group was formed in Z to decide as to how we can introduce more AI in our working system. Now it's 2023, so obviously 8 years have passed since then, and we can understand how much more emphasis is to be given on AI. And under this Global Media Education Council, we are having a conference in March in Mumbai on AI and related issues only. So I wanted that if we teachers can add some presentation wherein the reference is made to AI, and I believe Madhav has prepared that presentation as to how we can use AI in our education system. And same is with digital, in media particularly, may not be in other streams, other disciplines, but in media, our whole working is digital based. So if teachers are well versed in the use of the digital media, and they can use all the available tools in teaching and training, then definitely the students are to be benefited. Again, here also I want to make a reference to a news item which published in yesterday's newspaper. I wanted to bring that newspaper with me, but I forgot to show you to show you the results of a very recent survey that was conducted by Government of India. I believe some of you would have noticed that news item, which talks about the bad quality of education, or I should say the bad quality at the output level, like in this topic for this year, we have talked about the outcome-based education. So outcome-based education is one such thing which is very Indian, though even if this term was not in use, any education has to be outcome based. Ultimately, our effort as teacher from all time to come, our main effort is to prepare our student to take up positions in the industry. So if the student is not capable, then what is the outcome, or what is finally we are ending up when we are teaching and training our students. But then this outcome based education, if we talk about this, then obviously whatever tools are to be used, here we are talking about the digital tools, but the news that I am referring to, the outcome is not there, in the sense that even the students in the age bracket of 14 to 18 years, they are not able to do the simple calculations, they are not able to read. And this is the findings of a survey which is conducted by Government of India. So, I mean, there is no outside agency. Maybe if there is some outside agency, the things might be appearing more horrible. This means there is something wrong in the education system. And we are in a higher educational institution, but then we are training, or we are teaching the students who have passed out from schools. So if something is ailing in our primary education or the secondary education, that will have its effect on higher education. And we all teachers face those kind of problems, that at the intake level, if there are problems, so how to address those problems. But if those problems are there, we have to accept that these are the problems, and then we have to find solutions as to how we can improve our teaching, that those problems can also be addressed. And also yesterday I read an article on this, that how the gaps in education can be bridged by introducing digital technology. So that is how the topic that we have decided for this year's PFDP becomes more important. And I believe that some good deliberations will happen today and the other day, because there's a 2-day PFDP, and like previous years, there will be finally some outcome, that IRAM has been a great helping hand in doing this. And not only this year, last year also, she was in the front organizing all such activities under PFDP. And the 3 books that I refer to, which came out after this deliberations happened in PFDP, the main credit for that also goes to Dr. Iram. So I believe that everybody's contribution will be seen this time as well, and we will be having some lively exchanges today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your expert inputs. And this learning should not be stopped. The way the education is changing, we really need to bring value to education, and that too during on-job, and which itself is a challenging task. Through these peer-to-peer FDPs, we can improve our teaching, and that the gap we are facing already. This peer-to-peer FDP is an endeavor to help the teachers to get an insight and overview what other teachers are doing, and learn from each other. I assure you, sir, that we are very much receptive and ready to take new ideas, and which we will do in these 2 days. And with these comments, I would like to now invite our professional guide, Professor Dr. Susmita Bala, Head of DME Media School. Dr. Susmita Bala is an accomplished teacher and trainer, and is equipped with rich experience in media industry as well as in academics for more than 3 decades. Dr. Susmita has more than 14 books in her credit as an author, co-author, chapter contributor, and editor. She has presented more than 24 papers at national and international conferences, including China, Australia, the United States, Spain, France and Dubai. Dr. Susmita has been a jury of Akashvani Awards organized by AIR for many years. She is also a member of the nomination jury in the International Science Film Festival organized by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Ilam. It's good morning, chilled good morning to everyone. Actually, use of AI and digital media tool for outcome-based education is important for everybody. I welcome all my colleagues in this 6th edition of peer-to-peer faculty development program. We launched the FDP in 2019 and since then we have been consistent in organizing this academic exercise every year. The credit for this goes to my faculty members who are always eager to learn and share their experiences. Now, students are also part of this discourse. I'm happy to welcome them as well. The theme for this year is use of AI and digital media tools for outcome-based education. During the process of NAC, we have understood the importance of outcome-based education. NEP also puts emphasis on this, and we all understand that learning-oriented education is possible only with the help of AI and other digital media tools. I hope we will expose to new ideas and new approaches in this 2-day FDP. My best wishes to all the teachers and students. हम लोगों ने जिस तरह की बात की या डायरेक्टर सर ने जो बताया कि हम एक दूसरे से बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं, मेरी टेक्निकल नॉलेज जो थी वो अपने पीयर से मैंने सीखी, क्योंकि जिस समय मेरी एजुकेशन हुई थी हम लोगों को कंप्यूटर वगैरह चलाना नहीं आता था, तो वो मेरे लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट था। इसके अलावा बहुत सारे इतने टूल्स एंड टेक्निक्स होते हैं जो आपको समझने में प्रॉब्लम आती है। मुझे आशीष जी ने और माधव ने, इन्होंने कैसे आप एडिटिंग करेंगे ये बताया, तो हम अपने पीयर से बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं। सो दिस इज़ वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट टू ऑल ऑफ अस कि हम अपने पीयर से टूल्स एंड टेक्निक्स के अलावा और क्या सीख सकते हैं और क्या इम्पॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए, रादर देन कि हम अपने आउटपुट्स बताते हैं, क्योंकि हम जो टीचर्स के टूल एंड टेक्निक्स हैं वो क्या हैं, उनके आइडियाज़ क्या हैं, उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस क्या हैं, उनसे हम बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं। इफ़ आई हैव माइन्यूट ऑब्जर्वेशन, तो हम उस माइन्यूट ऑब्जर्वेशन में जब इनके प्रेजेंटेशंस होते हैं तो नोट डाउन करते हैं कि व्हाट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड फॉर अस टू ट्रेन आवर स्टूडेंट्स, क्योंकि हम हर सब्जेक्ट में एक्सपर्ट नहीं होते, हम सारी चीज़ें सारे सब्जेक्ट्स उतनी थॉरोली नहीं समझ पाते जो हमारे एक्सपर्टाइज एरिया हैं उनके अलावा। तो हम उन सब्जेक्ट्स को भी बहुत अभी मुझसे किसी ने बोला था, शायद माधव ने या विशाल ने, कि नेक्स्ट टाइम आप स्टिल फोटोग्राफी आसानी से पढ़ा सकते हैं बिकॉज यू आर वेरी कंफर्टेबल इन फोटोग्राफ्स। तो आपको बस थोड़ी सी टेक्निक्स की ज़रूरत है फॉर एडिटिंग एंड अदर थिंग्स, अदरवाइज यू आर वेरी इन फोटोग्राफी। लेकिन वो मेरा सब्जेक्ट नहीं है। I can try, but not in editing and other things. तो हमें केवल सीखना है, एक्सपर्ट हम सब में नहीं हो सकते, लेकिन हम उससे बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं। So thank you all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a motivating lecture. Dear ma'am, truly the credit of the success of this peer-to-peer FDP goes to the faculty members, especially this present peer-to-peer FDP, where the faculty members have prepared their presentations on such a short notice and have truly cooperative. Thank you so much. And with this, I would like to conclude this inauguration session and offer my thanks to Honorable Director Sir, Dean Sir, and our HOD ma'am, and the production team who have made this event possible, and the students who are present here. Thank you so much.